Hello and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play of House on Tracks. Today I'm running the ARL-44 and it is legitimately a house on tracks. Heck, crew compartment has to be the most luxurious and comfy space ever. The turret is so huge and wow. The commander and the loader and the gunner just have to be sitting up there like this is nice and comfy and posh. You have to have like a built-in espresso machine and everything else, man. That is one giant turret, but I guess it's about the same size as that KV one in terms of like height, but maybe not length and width. It's probably, yeah, it's longer and wider. Same height though. Man, I'll tell you what, they could stand up in that thing, I bet. Well, the sad part about it is whoever thought it to design a flat surface, probably not a good idea. Don't know what they were thinking with that one. But overall, anyway, so seriously though, the ARL-44 is a French heavy tank. It's the first true, well no, the BDRG was a heavy, but it is a nice heavy tank, has some great weapon choices when you get up there. Right now mine is fairly stock. I have the 90mm from previous tank upgrades, and I'm concentrating here on trying to get around to this Easy 2. The Jumbo Sherman here. But yeah, I mean overall so far I've had some luck with it. It's not bad, and I'll tell you what, yeah, not bad. I'll take it. This tank is something else though. I mean the gun on it is phenomenal. It does have giant tracks though, so it will get tracked without a problem. But I mean the different options it has for guns is just phenomenal. And I can't wait to get to some of the later 90s or even the 100mm. I can only imagine it being fantastic. I don't know how I didn't blow up that tank. Alright, let's head back to base. Go and save from the cap. But yeah, I mean it's not slow by any means, and you'd think it would be compared to, you know, the BDRG. It is just a nice tank. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. It's the problem of the crazy matchmaking that you might end up getting is the problem with the whole tier 6 heavy. I was actually in a round just about 5 minutes ago in against a E100 and other stuff. I feel bad for stealing that kill, I guess. But overall, I mean, this tank has the weakness is the turret, at least initially. The stock turret is all flat surfaces. There is no slope whatsoever, and that is just bad news bears. The nice thing though is that the tank, as I put that one underneath the tracks there, the nice thing about it is the fact that I can end up without any problems. Hold on. I missed, but I'll tell you what, I just leveled that structure. Alright, Tiger. The weakness with the 90-degree surfaces like this thing has is the same that is in the Tiger. Anything that hits it's going to go through it because it has no chance of glancing off with that a slope would have. And so the stock turret, you just aim right at the turret and you have no problems going through it because there's not enough armor to absorb the round, really, for most things that you're going to see. I mean, yeah, there are chances of which you will be able to absorb the round, but I mean in terms of going up against like a Tiger, it should have no problems going right through the turret. And that hurt. But yeah, overall it's, once you get the upgraded turret, it does have a better slope to it, better chance to deflect things. Like this Panther, I'm gonna almost guarantee that unless I aim really carefully, I'm gonna have my shot just deflect right off that slope of his. But in terms of this tank, those flat surfaces, if a round connects with it, it's going to go right through it because there's not enough armor to absorb anything. I don't remember what the armor value is, but there's not enough armor on it to actually absorb a round unless it's a low tier tank going up against you. So the upgraded turret is a much needed accessory, and obviously you kind of have to get it, I think, to upgrade to the next tank anyway. But yeah, so this should actually allow me to upgrade to that turret. So let's go play around with that and also some other tanks. Alright, so now I'm actually running the decent turret in this thing. It's, yeah, a lot smaller. Quite a bit smaller, actually. Less of a profile, no 90-degree angles. Well, slight 90-degree angles, not too bad like there was on the previous turret. But, I mean, you gain health, less profile, less hittable surface. So all in all, it's kind of useful and needed. I mean, it's kind of similar to the KV-2. KV-2 is an upgrade, but it has a lot of armor, and it does have some slight slope, whereas this is a upgrade for, I guess it's more armor, but it's also the slope that gives you that armor. I really wish I looked at the stats on it before I say that, but anyway, so 7.2 is coming out, and it's coming out sooner rather than later, and one of the things they just released today was the excerpt on the preview of the skills. Yes, there we go, the crew skills. So what's going to happen is they're going to be resetting everyone's skills. So if you have like 100% camo and then whatever percent in firefighting, we'll go with that, in each of your crew members, then all that will just go away. You'll have 100% free skill and then a whatever that other percentage free skill is, just sitting there waiting to be used. You can of course return it back to your standard camo and firefighting or whatever if that's what you want, but you can also now pick from a bunch of new skills where there's a handful that apply specifically to that crew member's position, and then another handful that, or no, just another one that applies to everyone, in addition to the firefighting camo and repair skill. So the nice thing is you can get as many as you want now. You don't have to rely on just getting 2 and then that's it, said and done. You can now get each and every one of them. The only problem is each and every one that you get means that the next one's going to take, I think it said, twice as long as the previous one did get. So it really starts to exponentially increase as to the time it's going to take to get these skills. So, starting off with the command, well, no, before we go into each individual one, there's now 2 different things. There's a skill and a perk. A perk is only active once you get 100% training in it, whereas a skill scales up with the percentage of increase that you go with. So, starting with the commander, there's the Jack of all trades skill, and that basically means that the commander can take over the position of any dead crew member or multiple dead crew members if just so happens to be that way, and they can technically sit there and, how do I want to word it, they can do that position slightly effectively, not completely effectively, but whatever their rating is for Jack of all trades. So if it's 75%, they can run at 75% of what that crew member's skill level is. I think that's how it works, but again, we'll have to find out as we go on. This is kind of a dull battle so far. Ouch, not safe. So we'll just get going here. I did not expect that. So I'm going to take another hit here. Actually, Artie's going to hit me. There we go. So let's actually start heading backwards. Turn around. So anyway, next we have the tutor skill for the commander, which is basically a, how should I put it? It is a, all crew members besides the commander gain additional battle experience based on the level of that skill. So it's kind of similar to how the commander already gives a percentage. Now it's just that much more. Man, that M6 is hurting big time. See if I can't get out of his line of fire. There we go. Okay. Now that I'm safe. So the next commander skill is Eagle Eye, which increases your maximum vision range through the viewfinder. And if the viewfinder's hit or damaged, of course that skill does not change. So that's actually pretty nice, but it's a perk. So it only becomes nope, sorry. So, I guess it scales logarithmically to the percentage of the skill. So if you have, I don't know what the scales are. They obviously haven't released that sort of thing yet. But I'd imagine that you gain distance versus your percentage. So the next thing is Premonition. Now that is a perk. That is when it's trained to 100%, you actually get whatever the bonus for it is. So what is it? It allows the commander to receive the ability to know whether the vehicle is spotted or not. So basically, it gives you a little detector saying that, oh, you've been spotted, or oh, you have not been spotted. It doesn't tell you when the spotting has ceased to exist. It just tells you if you're spotted or not, and then it goes away once it once you would have broken that spotting normally, not coming into the factor of whatever you would have been, give or take, you know, your camo and everything else. And I made all this distance here only to find out I need to turn all the way back around. Should have had more faith in my team. So then the final perk for the commander is Expert, and that is when you're aiming at a tank, you get the list of damage modules shown in a little pop-up. So it's kind of like if you were to look at a tank, you kind of get the distance to the tank, you get the percentage of their health whenever you mouse over that tank. Well, now it will additionally list what has been done to that tank. So if you have X number of things broken, it'll list what they are. So that's actually really nice. It gives you the whole breakdown of it. And so that'll cover it for this battle. I think I'll focus on trying to kill these tanks remaining. Playing roundabout with this tiger. I'll just come back around this way. So I'll go into the driver in the next battle here. This is gonna be a long video, I take it. Come back here, tiger. I'm probably gonna die, but totally is gonna be worth it, I guess. Oh, you're kidding me! Come on! How many times am I gonna do this? That guy's, of course, spamming. We get it! You know what? I'll drive around, why not? So, in that case, I'll just go over the driver ones. Oh, as the game freezes up. There we go. So, for driver, you have Ace, which improves the traverse speed of your tank. That is actually going to be great for tank destroyers. So, as I'm going through these, I kind of noticed where some of them kind of lean themselves more towards nationalities and tank classes. But anyway, so for Ace, improves your traverse speed. That is great for TDs. Now for Off-Road Master, that is another skill. It reduces the ground resistance. So if you're having trouble on light terrain, it helps improve that. Basically, it increases your speed over the course of different terrains. And of course, in that case, it also increases your traverse speed as well. So overall, it helps your mobility, no matter what terrain you're on. See, I'm off-road here, so I'm going slower than if I'm on-road here. So that's what it helps affect. Cruise Master, which is nice, allows you to drive, and it doesn't degrade your aiming nearly as much. So you see how moving my reticle gets increasingly larger and smaller. So now it helps with that. As I drive, if I were to have the Cruise Master, it's a little bit smoother. Ramming Master is the same thing. Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. You ram a tank, you do more damage, and you probably take less. That, of course, is a skill as well. Now, the only neat thing here is the only perk is Nitpick, which is or Neatnik, sorry, which is once it's 100% trained, because it's a perk, you have a chance of your fire chance is reduced. So your engine will not have the ability to light on fire nearly as much. So that does it for the driver. So now, as I come up here and I hopefully get this kill on the tiger, come on, wind in, waiting for it, and take the shot. Problem solved. Okay, so the one kill I get there. Okay, so we'll go into the gunner and the rest in the next battle. So, my AMX 1375, I've actually listened to a lot of your guys' recommendations and trying to figure out how to play this tank a lot better. And it's really helped. I haven't yet watched this one guy's YouTube video. I'll try and link it. But he really shows how to play French stuff really well. He shows it with the AMX 12T. So it's a very similar circumstance. This is actually a recording of a game. I'm going to try here and read off some more of the skill things. And this was a great game that I wasn't recording because I was busy talking to someone when I was doing this. But I've really listened to everyone's comments on how to play this tank better. And it's really made a difference. A lot of it comes to being a lay-and-wait sort of thing. Springing ambushes and waiting for the opportunity for when it suits you. You can't go out there and tank. You can't go out there and, you know, hit and run. you need to sit there and wait until you know you're going to kill that person within that clip. Otherwise, or magazine rather. Otherwise, you know that you're going to be in trouble. And so, it's a lot of practice, and even in this game where it's kind of skewed, I like how I run into a wall, as it's kind of skewed in my favor since I'm one of the higher level tanks, I do try and practice no matter what game I'm in, because obviously if I can't do it here in a small game, how am I supposed to do it in a larger game where I'm going to be facing things where I actually have to have that skill? So it certainly does help to learn these tanks, and again, I appreciate everyone telling me how to do it properly. Everyone seemed to hit it on the nose with how to do it. The whole waiting and not really pushing up and being a scout, and you need to let other people find them and do some hits, and then you go and support them right in the end there. You want to make sure that what you're shooting at is going to die. Otherwise, both you and the person that was initially shooting at them are going to be kind of wasted. So anyway, some of the other skills that I didn't talk about yet are the gunner skills and perks. So the first one, Master Gunsmith, reduces your dispersion of a damaged gun. So let's say that your gun takes damage, you don't have a repair kit because you already burned it on something else. It'll not be nearly as bad of a damage rate. I mean, your reticle there won't expand nearly as bad, or it will shrink down a little quicker. So it's not going to be nearly as detrimental if you've only repaired, you know, like your ammo rack and you still have the gun damage as well. So in addition to that, there's Sharpshooter, which has improved your chance of a critical damage to modules or crew members with a shot. So, but that does not apply to your HE, and that's a perk. So I'd imagine it just makes the actual hit box of the hit that you're shooting out affect more things within that area, or gives you a greater chance if you hit something to actually do a critical hit. It might not be half bad. I mean, if you look at it, I can't tell you how many times that I hit for critical, but I don't know if it actually is a critical or it's just the game saying so. But either way, see, get a nice little sneak around here. Also, look at how outnumbered we are. Just as a hint, look how outnumbered we are. But yeah, so anyway, another one that there is Steady Hands, which is reducing the dispersion as your turret rotates. So saying you're still and you're moving a turret to track a tank, that'll actually increase your little reticle there as you go. So with any luck, or with that skill rather, that dispersion of it as you turn your turret will be much less. So that's really going to help any of your turret sniper tanks, like a Tiger or a T-29 or anything like that. Additionally, there's a perk called Nemesis, and that increases the duration of which an enemy vehicle is detected within the small sector in front of the gun. So say that you spot something, 400 yards away. That's a lot of damage and a lot of shooting going on there. So yeah, you detect something pretty far away. That thing's going to stay lit up that much longer if you have Nemesis, so long as you're pointing right at it. I mean, usually it doesn't bother me. I usually have a pretty good sense of where they are, where they're heading, but I don't really have much trouble tracking them and taking care of them. But I can see that being really beneficial, as it allows you to be able to follow someone even long after they think they might be hidden, and continually hit them for that extra little bit that it takes you to reload to get that round in. So, there's also Loader. The Loader has non-impact ammo rack perk, which is basically your ammo rack is set up a little differently so that your chance of actually getting an ammo rack hit is a whole lot different. So it's basically like having a wet ammo rack is what it is, except in perk form. There's Hunch, which is whenever you reload to a different type of round, so you're switching from AP to HE or to gold or whatever, you end up having the chance to instantly load that round. So it's really nice flipping round to round, but the rarity of it actually coming to effect where you absolutely must have it, it's kinda rare, but you never know. Could be useful. I mean, it's still nice to get that instant reload. You never know when you'll need it, and it's very, you just never know when you're gonna need it. So there's the Do or Die perk on top of that, which is a nice little, and whenever your vehicle's at 10% health or less, your tank actually, your loader starts reloading super fast. It doesn't say how much, as it's a perk, but I'd imagine it reduces the amount of, what do you want to call it? It reduces it by quite a lot. So the chance, it's useful if you're in that do or die situation, but also, yeah, it's if you're at 10%, you're gonna want to make sure your shots count, and you also want to be kind of backed up. So I could see it being beneficial, but I mean, it's not end all be all. And of course, that was a great track on my part in this tank. So yeah, 7 kills with my AMX 1375. Did super well, but sadly, I'm not going to be able to out-capture 3 tanks. That's going to, it sucks, but what can you do? So anyway, I'm going to run out of time before I get to the radio operator. So I'll do one more game and I'll cover those, and then that'll wrap it up for this video. So yeah, I never really show me losing, because I don't think it makes this fun of a game for you guys to watch. But this was one where actually I did phenomenally well, and there's nothing I can do. But, I mean, I ended up losing the game, but it was such a great game. So let's move on to another one where I cover the last bit of skills here. And here y'all thought I was going to be running French stuff only this game, or match, or video. Video. Can't remember what I'm saying. So yeah, recording one thing, and now I'm into a normal tank playing normally. So anyway, yeah, other skills. The radio operator. The radio operator has Bofin skill, which increases your signal range, which, I mean, that's awesome if you're a scout. Can never argue with that. It only affects, if you have multiple people trained in it, only affects the highest, I believe. Alright. Sonar increases your view range, apparently. That's actually pretty cool. That's a skill. And then there's retransmitter, which increases the range of everyone around you. So, say that you have a tank at the end of your range, and then another tank at the other end of your range. You'll be able to transmit what he's transmitting all the way down to from one to another. So that way you're basically creating a network, is what you're doing, of different radios. So it's actually really good if you're like a mid-range guy, or you're a like a scout, or yeah, more so in the mid-range, because that way you can help relay the messages back and forth. And then finally, there's a really nice perk, which is a last-ditch effort. Oh yeah, it just tracked you right in the middle of the road here. Last-ditch efforts is, come on, I wanted that scout out of the way. That's kind of actually important. Last-ditch effort is when you're destroyed, your radio operator continues to transmit so long as he was not killed. He'll try and transmit for another couple seconds, which is crucial, especially for like your artillery. So if you're a scout and you get all the way into their base and you're starting to destroy the artillery, but you get killed, your radio guy will be able to keep transmitting, and thus he'll be able to relay the positions a lot longer to the artillery on your side, really helping you out. So in all, that's one of the best skills there possibly is in the game. I really think that's a great one. So that one's great. I will probably go for that in all my most of my tanks at a minimum. My scouts definitely. Don't know about what else. And then finally, there's training for all crew members possible. And that one is Brother in Arms, and that is if all crew members have that perk at 100%, they'll all receive a bonus to their skill. So similar to how the commander gives everyone a 5% bonus, if everyone has that perk trained up, everyone will get a bonus. So other than that, training's done as normal, except that every time you level up a perk or skill to 100%, it takes the next one twice as long to unlock, so that can eventually start to take a while to do. It's not bad, but still. Where's this IS-3 going? So yeah, takes twice as long, which is not a big deal. Kind of figured this was gonna happen. Oh, I'm trapped. No damage. Uh-oh. So yeah. Screw... Oh, no! Ugh. I'm gonna be lucky if I survive this. Oh man, there's a tank behind me too. Where's my help? Ah, I didn't get that shot off like I wanted to. Okay. So, hopefully we can end up pulling this one out. But yeah, that covers all the skills that they've posted about. I don't know if there's going to be any more or not. Of course, all your skills are going to get re-specializationed. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to, anything you have now is going to get lost. It's just you're going to have the option to use the other skills. So, it's going to be interesting. There's certainly ones that can apply to specific tanks. I mean, obviously there's ones that apply just for TDs, ones that apply just to artillery, and ones that apply just to scouts. Well, don't apply just to, but are more suited for those roles. So all in all, I mean, you can see where they're going with them. It's going to be, it's going to really change up the game and make things a lot more interesting, increasing all your sight lines and all that stuff. So it should be fun. Well, as we hopefully wrap this one up, I guess I'm going to leave that mystery to myself. Well, no, I won't leave that mystery to you guys. I'll let you guys see what happens here. Can we come back? Can we not now that I'm dead? Well, I mean, it's not like I'm the end of the world here. I just doing the best I can to those... What are those things? IS-3s. Come on, T-29, you can do it. Or not. Yeah, this one doesn't look good. Looks like they have us pretty much wrapped up here. So yeah, I'll end it on this. I want to thank you guys for tuning in this episode. Sorry it took so long to get out. I've just been very busy with work this week, and plus getting into matchmaking has not been the greatest this week. But I do what I can. So hopefully I covered all the skills that I've seen. If you guys know of any more, certainly let me know. I mean, that's the only ones I've come across. Other than that, I will catch you guys in the next episode. I don't know what I'll cover, but I should have my T-34 within the next week. So I'll catch you all later. Thanks for tuning in. Twitter's in the bottom. Written subscriptions are greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys. Catch you guys later.